Welcome everybody to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Make some noise in that live chat. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as Bitcoin metrics improve bullish odds as the Bitcoin price holds the 200-week trend line. That's right. Also, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says Bitcoin and crypto will play a role in investors' flight to quality. Also, breaking news, ARK Invest's spot Bitcoin ETF application is seeing progress as SEC shows change in behavior, according to their CEO, Cathie Wood. Also, Bitcoin's market cap can do another surge to 5x as financial titans circle around spot Bitcoin ETFs, according to Crypto Quant. I'll be breaking this down for you, as well as Anthony Scaramucci of Skybridge Capital lays out a potential price target for Bitcoin of $100,000 per BTC. I'm also going to be sharing with you his targets for Ethereum as well as Algorand. Also in today's show, I have a Bitcoin price prediction of $220,000 per Bitcoin from Max Keiser for the short term, and quoting him here, just in time for Bitcoin's next leg up. Getting rid of naked short selling means big guys like BlackRock, etc. won't have their primary means of manipulating prices down. This will also benefit gold and silver, but Bitcoin will 20 to 50x them. Send it and let's go. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also, if you gain value out of today's episode, be sure to smash that like button as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. That's what's up. Now, welcome everyone. This is pod episode number 1435. I am your host, JV, and today is October 18th, 2023. We have lots to cover as always, so let's kick off today's show with our market watch. And make sure to say hello in that live chat, because as you can see, we have interaction with the live chat on a whole new level. So let's freaking go. Here we go. Checking out, here we go, Coin 360. We got Bitcoin in the red, correcting today, but maintaining above 28,200 at the time of this live stream, with Bitcoin down 0.78%. We have Ether barely in the green and barely holding on to 1,500, while the rest of the alt market is currently correcting as well and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the market cap sits at $1.08 trillion with roughly 38 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, with the Bitcoin dominance at 51% even, with the Ether dominance at 17.4% as Bitcoin dom continues to gain and the Ethereum dominance continues to decline. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours. We got Render up almost 4%, trading at $1.92, followed by Injective up almost 4%, trading above $8, followed by Hedera up 3%, trading just under 5 cents. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past week, Hex is leading the pack, up about 19%. We have RLB up 8.8%, and I'd say the vast majority of the alts are in the red for the day. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, one of my favorite indicators, shows we're currently rated a 50, which is neutral. Yesterday a 52, last week a 47, and last month a 46 in fear. So there you have it, fam. How many of you are currently bullish on the King crypto, and how many of you have been taking advantage of this recent price dip? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now let's break down today's Bitcoin technical analysis. Check out the charts where the Bitcoin price action is likely to go next. And don't forget to say hello in that live chat, fam. I'll be shouting y'all out here in a little bit. Bitcoin continues to hold key support, which new analysis says improves the bullish probabilities. Let's go Bulls. Now, in an X thread, October 17th, Caleb, senior analyst of Cubic Analytics, drew attention to two moving averages now forming the Bitcoin price battleground. Let's go. Bitcoin is wedged between the 200-week simple moving average and the 200-week exponential moving average, according to data from Cointelegraph and TradingView, as you can see here in the Bitcoin 1-week candle chart. So at 28,002 and 25,700 respectively as of October 18th, the two trend lines have formed support and resistance since mid-August. Now, for the analysts, this is an important feature to note on the weekly timeframes and constitutes one of the several encouraging characteristics of the Bitcoin/USD chart. Quoting him here, one of the reasons why I have stayed patient with Bitcoin, even though I have leaned defensive, is that the price has been trying to use the 200-week moving average cloud as support. And it added that the bull successfully holding the 200-week EMA was a great sign. He additionally cited the short-term hodler realized price, the aggregate of the on-chain price at which coins owned by younger investors were last move, currently at around 26.9. Much attention has been given to the metric in 2023, thanks to its ability to act as market support. Quoting analytics resource Chain Exposed, price is breaking above the STHRP, which is a key characteristic of an uptrend and has a history of acting as dynamic support. This improves the bullish odds. So let's go Bulls. The analyst was quick to note that despite the signals, there was no suggestion that Bitcoin price action would make the bull market style gains. As a result, quoting him again, on the aggregate, these indicators show us that constructive dynamics are taking place and improving bullish probabilities. They don't mean number go up. They mean that good things are happening. So there you have it. Now let's discuss the Bitcoin price action cycle. Deja vu strikes again. That's right. The findings chime with other recent investigations into the Bitcoin on-chain behavior. Now, Bitcoin remains up roughly 6% this week, despite snap volatility, briefly disturbing market conditions as network fundamentals surge to new all-time highs. Anticipation is building over what can follow the Bitcoin price action as it heads towards the April 2024 block subsidy halving. How many of you are ready for Bitcoin's 2024 halving? Let me know in the chat. Now, among the more vocal optimists is popular social media trader Mustache, who this week continued to compare the Bitcoin 2023 performance with that of 2020. In the chart, which you can see on your screen, it shows you the COVID-19 cross-market crash of 2020 with Bitcoin's 2-year lows post-FTX meltdown seen at the end of 2022. Quoting him here, still looks textbook, doesn't it? It does seem to be this way. So do you think we have a repeat of the 2020 crash all over again before this halving approaching roughly 6 months out? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. Now I got to bring something to everyone's attention. Cryptos Are Us, one of the best YouTubers in the Bitcoin space. He woke up today and his YouTube channel was gone. Same exact attack that happened to me. You just wake up, gone. They are claiming due to a violation of harmful and dangerous policy, which we know is a bunch of BS. So show George your support. I retweeted his tweet over on X. I would encourage you to do the same, as the more attention it gets, the more likely YouTube is to restore his account. And we all know it's a shame. He's probably the busiest, hardest worker alongside myself in the crypto space. And I've been a victim of getting canceled for no logical reason whatsoever. So it happens. So we have to stand up for fellow Bitcoiners. So if you didn't know, now you know. And I think it's a tragedy at the same time. And it means no content creators are safe over on YouTube. Shout out to relaxing and meditation music. Shout out to Bitcoin Trini. Shout out to Fairground Fun Fair. Shout out to Cushy, Jack Gion, Chris Minka, Bitcoin Maximus. What it do, Stephen? Good to see you, Stephen Pringle. Good to see a digital dankness. Shout out to our moderators out there. Crypto Surge, just want to show some love to the crypto fam. The Hodl King, what it do? Kaka, welcome. Chris Minka in the building. Cracked Knee, good to see you fam. Appreciate the support. Doug Joseph, what it do? Evan Rivero, Pura Vida fam. Cushy in the building. What up, what up, what up? CJ, good to see you as well. Passive Income, appreciate you tuning in live. $0 G Row, shout out to the entire crypto fam. Now let's dive into our next story of the day, and that is the latest with BlackRock. The ETF, which is on everyone's mind, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, was recently on Fox News and shared some very powerful insights and a very bullish sentiment on Bitcoin. So let's break this down, shall we? Here we go. BlackRock's chief executive, Larry Fink, believes that Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto markets are now ready to serve as safe haven assets amid worsening geopolitical conditions. This is a pretty big deal, fam. In a new Fox Business interview, Fink says that Bitcoin's rally earlier this week is an indication investors are seeing Bitcoin as a mature asset that can serve as a store of value in times of crisis. Amen. Quoting Larry here, I think it's just an example of the pent-up interest in crypto. We are hearing hearing from clients around the world about the need for crypto. I think some of this rally is way beyond the rumor. I think the rally on Monday is about the flight to quality, with all the issues around the Israeli war now, global terrorism, and I think there are more people running into a flight to quality, whether that is in treasuries, gold, or crypto, and depending upon how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. There you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Larry Fink. Here's the actual excerpt of him, and if you want to check that out, check the show notes below the video in the description. I'll include it, and you can watch it directly coming from Larry Fink's own mouth. But anyways, back to the highlights. On Monday, Bitcoin rallied briefly above 30,000 after a report circulated that the US SEC greenlighted BlackRock's bid for the spot-based ETF. And looking at the broader picture, Fink says the people's attention is being consumed by bad news. Preach. Now, they are also forgetting about the world-changing potential of artificial intelligence, according to Larry. Quoting him again, we're not spending enough time talking about some of the great things that are going on in the world today. And that's when I think about technology, and that's going to be shaping and changing our world. When you think about AI and robotics, this is going to accelerate movement towards nearshoring and onshoring. We are going to be able to use this tech to create more jobs and more factories in the United States. And I think he makes a great point there. We all know AI has been absolutely booming. And another interesting thing he shared in this Fox Live interview was his prediction is that the Fed, I think he said in December, is going to raise the rates once again. And I know CoinFather has been calling that here in the show as well. So shout out to CoinFather. Appreciate you guys. OG Backroad Crypto Bootleg. Welcome, welcome. Future Millionaire. Good to see you guys. Welcome, Safa Kid. Much love, much respect. So there you have it. I mean, couldn't be more bullish. This is the CEO of the top company in the world that controls the most money. It's projected to be roughly $10 trillion. And whatever BlackRock wants, they ultimately get. They have a track record with the SEC of getting their ETFs approved. It's 575 to 1. So if you do the math there, there's like a 99.99% chance that BlackRock does get this ETF approved by the SEC. And according to ARK Invest's CEO, Cathie Wood, she says the SEC is all for Bitcoin adoption and a spot ETF. It's only the chairman, Gary Gensler, not allowing it. So what's your thoughts on Gary Gensler and what he has been doing at the SEC? Do you think he's doing a fantastic job, or you think that mofo has got to get fired? Let me know, fam. Be honest. At the end of the show, I'll read all of your comments out loud. Now let's break down our next story of the day. And speaking of Cathie Wood of ARK Invest, here's what she has to share regarding her ETF. And she says things are coming along. ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood says that the US SEC is starting to show a change in attitude towards the firm's application for a spot market Bitcoin ETF. In a brand new interview on CNBC, Wood says that there has been a healthy exchange of information between the SEC and ARK Invest's Bitcoin ETF partner, which is 21 Shares. Quoting her here, our partner, 21 Shares in Europe, did answer or send information in response to the SEC questions. And what we see here is a little bit of the change in the SEC's behavior. They actually are asking questions, and we provided 5 pages along with our partner of answers to those questions. So progress, we would say. So that's hopeful. Now, the SEC has to make its final decision regarding the application status of ARK 21 Shares Bitcoin ETF by January 10th, about 3 months earlier than the final deadline for the other spot market Bitcoin ETFs. Now, Wood also says that institutional floodgates will open once the SEC greenlights the Bitcoin ETF, which we all know it's incoming. Quoting her here, I think many people focus on our price target for Bitcoin, and our base case is over 600,000 per Bitcoin by the year 2030. And they really want to understand that. Maybe they're just trying to understand our research, but there is definitely a focus on whether this is the new asset class that I should investigate. And I would say institutions, especially when they see the SEC seal of approval this way, I think this will finally bring in the institutional interest into Bitcoin. Preach. Massive shout out to Cathie Wood, and to watch this interview she did on CNBC entitled Cathie Wood on Spot Bitcoin ETF Approval. Check the show notes below the video in the description. Now also, if you didn't know, Cathie Wood, we just referenced her base case which she says above 600,000 per Bitcoin. She also has a bearish case, which is above $250,000 per Bitcoin. And her bullish case over at ARK Invest is $1.48 million per BTC. And she's ultimately predicting Bitcoin hit these targets by the year 2030. Let me know what you feel is most likely. The bearish target of $250,000, the base case of 600,000, or do you think the bullish case is most likely scenario at roughly 1.5 million by the year 2030? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And regarding her ETF, being the deadline for hers is coming up first before all the other ETF apps, do you think there's the potential that her company, 21 shares, gets the approval and the green light first, giving her the first mover's advantage? Or do you think BlackRock will get the first mover's advantage? Or could it be Grayscale with converting their GBTC product into a Bitcoin spot ETF? Or do you think the SEC will give them all the green light at the same time, not to pick favorites or to pick sides, and to make it a fair advantage for the entire market? Either way, let me know your prediction, fam. Looking forward to reading those out loud. Now let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss the prediction of the Bitcoin market cap soaring 5x from here. And if you run the math, I think at today's market value, the Bitcoin market cap is probably roughly just north of 500 billion. So if we 5x, that would mean what, a $2.5 trillion Bitcoin market cap. So let's break this down, shall we? Here we go. Bitcoin's ETF approval can bring 155 billion in inflows, spurring 450 to 900 billion worth of market cap growth. Send it. Let's freaking go. Briefly soared to 30,000 just the other day on the false spot Bitcoin ETF approval info before swiftly retreating back to the 28,000 level. But an actual approval could add $1 trillion to the crypto market, according to the latest report by Crypto Quant. The next wave of Bitcoin institutional adoption appears to be advancing in the form of financial institutions offering access to Bitcoin investing to their clients via the Bitcoin ETFs. Now, several companies, as you know, BlackRock, we got Bitwise, we got Van Eck, we got Fidelity, we got Valkyrie, amongst others, have all applied to launch their spot Bitcoin ETFs. Now, while these are not expected to get the approvals until next year, industry experts believe the green lights could be on the horizon, potentially as early as March 2024. So in this case, Bitcoin can witness inflows of $155 billion. The entry of fresh money could further boost Bitcoin's market cap by another $450 to $900 billion, according to Crypto Quant in their latest report. Quoting them here, we could expect $155 billion will flow into the Bitcoin market once these ETFs are approved. The total assets under management of these companies are roughly $15.6 trillion. So if they were to put just 1% of their assets under management into these Bitcoin ETFs, the total US dollar amount then would enter the Bitcoin market, which would be $155 billion. To put this in context, these amounts represent almost a third of the current market cap of Bitcoin. In past bull markets, Bitcoin's market cap has typically expanded at the rate of 3 to 5 times higher than its realized cap. This implies that for each additional dollar entering the Bitcoin market, the market cap can potentially grow by 3 to 5x. Now, furthermore, the anticipated capital influx from the ETFs is poised to surpass the funds that flowed into the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust during the previous bull market cycle. Operated by the digital currency group DCG, GBTC is currently the world's largest crypto fund, managing over 620,000 BTC. Insanity, making them the largest hodler of Bitcoin in the world, even larger than the US government, and yes, larger than MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor's company, which currently controls probably, 130,000 Bitcoin, maybe 150,000, somewhere there. Now, misleading reports concerning BlackRock spot ETF created a stir in the market, which we were all a witness of. However, sentiment continues to remain strong. The bullish outlook is evident in the ongoing reduction of the discount on the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which hit its lowest point in 22 months last Friday. The narrowing discount has ignited optimism as the spot Bitcoin ETFs in the United States edge closer to becoming a reality. So there you have it, fam. When do you think we get this green light? Now, also, as I've been pointing out, expect the green light when everyone least expect it. Kind of like that rumor came through. No one was expecting ETF approval anytime. Then all of a sudden you wake up, the market is pumping, and that was based off a rumor, which turned out to be false. So if we can pump 2,000 to 3,000 instantaneously like that off of a false rumor, imagine what the real thing is going to bring when we get that green light and Larry Fink confirms it. Yes, BlackRock ETF has been approved by the SEC, and Gary Gensler has to make his tweet. We now have approved the ETF. I can see God candles left and right. Like we can surge from 28 to 38, just like that, maybe 48, 58, and continuing to go north as everyone's going to want to front run these major institutions because they know the money is going to be flowing into the King crypto. And let's not forget, we have the biggest catalyst taking place right around the corner. 2024 Bitcoin halving, roughly 6 months out, scheduled to take place in April of 2024. We also have other bullish catalysts, Bitcoin ETF, which we've been discussing. We also have the supply shock, less than 2 million Bitcoin on the exchanges. And we also have a United States presidential election all in the same freaking year. Can you say bullish? Let me know how bullish you are in the comments right down below. Now let's break down our next story of the day and discuss the latest from Anthony Scaramucci from Skybridge Capital. Here's his predictions on Bitcoin, his prediction on Ethereum, and you know he's always bullish on Algorand as well. He must be a heavy investor into that cryptocurrency. So let's break this baby down. Welcome to everyone in the live chat. I appreciate you all. Skybridge Capital founder Anthony Scaramucci is identifying his price targets for Bitcoin as well as Ethereum. In a new interview with Altcoin Daily, Scaramucci says that the King crypto can hit 6 figures within a year after the Bitcoin halving event. Quoting the Mooch, I believe 6 to 12 months after the halving cycle, there is no reason why Bitcoin couldn't be at $100,000 per coin. Just given what I know about demand and given what I know about the cycle and where the miners are and so forth. And plus, we get the some interest rate of relief. That's a 3x bump. That has happened in the world of tech all over the place. So it certainly can happen with Bitcoin. And I'd like to double down on that sentiment. I feel that's extremely conservative. 100,000 target. I'm more optimistic like Max Keiser. I think 220,000 is incoming in the short term. We'll be discussing Max's targets here shortly. Anyways, Bitcoin's next halving event is when the miner rewards are cut in half and therefore reducing the new supply, expected to take place in April of 2024. Next, Scaramucci says that Ethereum can soar by more than 185% from its current value in 6 to 12 months after the Bitcoin halving. Quoting him here. Ethereum, I am not as close to, although we do have a position in it. Could Ethereum be 4,500 by then? Yeah, why not? You know, it is a great utility. Speeds have improved. The layer 2s have helped. Why not? Why couldn't it be 4,500? These things are maturing. And lastly, the trader weighs in on the smart contract platform, Algorand. He predicts it could increase by more than 200% from the current value. Quoting him again, I am bullish. I thought at $1, I could have easily gotten to $5. I have gotten this wrong. This trading thing, it's like 9 or 10 cents. But could Algorand from here? Because we can only price ourselves today. We can't go back to the past. Could it be 30-cent token as they continue their development and continue the adoption of what they were doing and bringing in corporations that love the tech? I believe it can. So there you have it. Those are his predictions on Algorand, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Obviously, most bullish on Bitcoin by far. And to watch this interview he did with Altcoin Daily entitled Political Insider Exposes Gary Gensler, SBF, and BlackRock. And shout out to the Mooch for exposing Gary Gensler and SBF. That's what's up. I know the Mooch did some business practices with what's his name, Bankman-Fried, and ultimately got screwed with some FTT scam tokens, just like everyone else did. So it's interesting nonetheless. And before we dive into our feature story of the day, discuss Max Keiser's short-term price target of 220,000, his long-term target of $1 million, as well as the Bitcoin price 50xing the price of gold. First, let's give a few more shout outs in the live chat. Shout out to Will Stopson versus Guru. Appreciate you tuning in, supporting the show, fam. Shout out, ETH is cool, and I have been with it for 3 years, but I am coming to my senses, says Relaxing. I understand exactly where you're coming from, and I am anticipating Bitcoin to outpace Ethereum for this bull market cycle, unlike the two previous cycles where Ethereum did outpace Bitcoin. And I think a great indicator or omen for that is watching the Ethereum dominance in the market alongside the Bitcoin dominance. And as you can see, the trend is Bitcoin dominance on the rise, currently at a 51% attack on the alts. And we have the Ethereum dominance continuing to decline, now closer to 17%. Shout out to Grant Dunn. Finally got one Bitcoin. Massive congratulations on being a whole coiner. Everyone show Grant Dunn some love in the live chat. That's a pretty major deal. So much love and much respect. Future Millionaire asks, dollar cost average now or wait for a further dip? That's a great question you have to answer for yourself. You got to do what's in your best interest and what's in your family's best interest. Dollar cost average is a great strategy. If you don't want to blow your entire position in one buy, then you can split it up in case the price goes lower, because no one can predict the short-term movement of Bitcoin's volatility. You know what I mean? So that's up to you, fam. I have been holding small bags of ETH for quite a while now, says Jack Jiong. Word up, fam. Great, great, great. Massive congratulations, guys. You're on the right track. You're on the right path. So much, much love. Shout out to Alex Manfield. Appreciate you guys. ETH has competitors. Bitcoin hasn't. Is that simple, really? And that's a great point. When it comes to a store of value, there's no other cryptocurrency in the world that can compare or compete with Bitcoin. Also, let's not forget Bitcoin's decentralized nature. You know what I mean? I had more respect and confidence in Ethereum back when it was proof of work, but when they switched to proof of stake, I think that was the downfall. That allows the more control and manipulation. If you look on CoinMarketCap, you'll notice the Ethereum max supply has an infinity sign. So how can it be a store of value if it's like the dollar? They can just keep printing more out of thin air. Whereas with Bitcoin, at least we know there is a finite limited supply of 21 million, and no one can change that. Bitcoin is incorruptible. We cannot say the same thing about Ethereum. They can change it at any time. You know what I mean? Yeah, shout out to Lynn Alden, of course. What up, Dudanks? Congrats to the one coiner. That's what's up. Alex, I waited for 10,000 when it was 14. Sometimes greed is not good. Yeah, sometimes it'll kick you in the butt, if you know what I mean. But anyways, guys, keep the comments flowing. We're going to have a very awesome Q&A session here shortly. But first, we got some business to take care of. Now for our breaking story of the day, here's the latest from Max Keiser with his $220,000 Bitcoin price prediction for the short term, as well as him predicting that the Bitcoin price is likely to 50x that of gold. So let's break down the latest from the one and only High Priest of Bitcoin. Here was a brand new article just published this morning. Here we go. Max Keiser, the chairman of El Salvador-based Bitcoin mining startup Volcano Energy, recently shared his thoughts on his previous 220,000 short-term price target for the King crypto, stating that social unrest and societal breakdown are necessary to boost its price to such levels. Quoting him here, keep in mind, the Bitcoin trades at these levels after social unrest and societal breakdown are irreversibly causing havoc. Now, amid the havoc caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, investors and retailers started looking for assets that could work as hedges against the rise in fiduciary inflation. This year saw almost all the major economies shutting down, as well as the Federal Reserve putting its printing machines on turbo mode so that the government can send stimulus checks to households as financial aid amid the rising unemployment. During those times, the Bitcoin halving was set to take place in May, further capturing the interest of investors who further speculated on the future prices. The next Bitcoin halving takes place April 24th, 2024. And of course, that date is going to change as time goes by. We have Binance's CEO CZ advising the crypto community to remain patient and lower expectations as the price of Bitcoin won't hit all-time highs overnight. That's right. You got to exercise patience, fam. Now, Keiser, famously known from the Keiser Report. How many of you have watched the Keiser Report? Let me know. He has been a Bitcoin advocate since 2011. He started talking about Bitcoin on his international television show with Stacy. Literally, wow, yeah. That's a long time ago, over a decade ago. So you got to give respect where respect is due because of Max, so many people have become Bitcoin millionaires. Now, the same day, Keiser stated that the new law against the naked short selling imposed by U.S. financial regulators meant that the big guys like BlackRock won't have their primary means of manipulating the prices down. As shared here, Zero Hedge shared this October 17th. Is this the end of naked short selling? In which Max responded just in time for Bitcoin's next leg up, getting rid of the naked short selling means the big guys like BlackRock, etc., won't have their primary means of manipulating the prices down. This will also benefit gold and silver, but Bitcoin will 20 to 50x them. Send it and let's freaking go. Now, naked short selling involves two parties. For those that don't know, there's the broker and the seller. So in short, the seller doesn't own the shares they're trying to sell because the broker has not settled the shares in the investor's account first. This allows traders to sell unlimited, non-existent shares, manipulating a company's price, just like we see on derivative markets and future markets. And that's why all eyes are on the spot Bitcoin ETF. It's a true price discovery market in which cannot be manipulated. So Max Keiser makes a great point. Now, others predict prices north of 100,000 by 2025 in alignment with what CZ said about Bitcoin hitting a new all-time high the year after the halving. Technical analyst CryptoCon set the price target of 138,000. The analysts experimented with the Bitcoin cycle tops using different models for trend and price patterns to forecast possible outcomes, and the results were prices north of 128,000, 135,000, with the highest being $140,000 per Bitcoin. Let me know if you agree or disagree with CryptoCon. And speaking of Max Keiser, he also recently shared in this interview with Stacy that I transcribed, as we have discussed before, Bitcoin is designed to be attacked. And when the EU says we need to attack the price of Bitcoin, that is music to Bitcoiner ears because all attacks mean greater hash rate, greater security, and higher prices. It is designed to be attacked. And the more you attack it, the higher the price goes. So we welcome the EU attacks and the IMF and Christine Lagarde and central banks and the Federal Reserve Bank. Please attack me so that my price can go to 100,000, 200,000, $1 million per coin. Thank you. Preach. Shout out to the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser. Now just checking out some of his most random recent tweets. As predicted, bonds entered a secular bear market February 2022. The old 1981 high for the 10-year note is 15.84%, which is in play. Could you imagine interest rates rising this high? Because he says it's incoming. He also points out here, remember, Bitcoin is designed to be attacked. The bigger the better. As you see, hash rate is skyrocketing in the face of all these attacks. Preach. Exactly as designed. Bitcoin monetizes peace and love by disenfranchising war and violence with perfect money, God's only money, and price follows hash. $220,000 per Bitcoin is in play. Short term. All warning signs will eventually put down their arms and buy Bitcoin. The only question is, at what price? Very powerful words coming from the high priest. And as Dylan LeClaire points out here, 5% 30-year U.S. Treasury yield. Good Lord. Insanity. And if you haven't heard what Max Keiser really thinks about Senator Elizabeth Warren, we'll have to discuss this after the show on YouTube over on Rumble, because this is definitely uncensored and not something I can ever play on YouTube. And as I put here, quoting Max, I appreciate all the retweets and all the love he's been sharing with Crypto News Alerts. Max is very active, if you didn't know. Great person to be following over on YouTube. Let's see if there's anything brand new, else interesting I can share with you. He just keeps repeating 220,000 in play. And again, that's a short-term target, which means coming anytime soon, probably when you least expect it. Anyways, fam, let me know if you agree or disagree with the high priest of Bitcoin with his 220,000 short-term Bitcoin price target, and that Bitcoin is likely to 20 to 50x that of silver and gold. I think 100%, because Bitcoin is superior to precious metals, and unlike the precious metal market, which can be manipulated, with the Bitcoin market, there is true price discovery, especially with the Bitcoin spot ETF, which we all know is only a matter of time before we get the approval. So massive shout out to everyone today in the live chat. I appreciate all the support. What it do? DOA, welcome, welcome. Alex, welcome, fam. Robbie Keiser, what it do? Punchy Coffee 20, what up, JV? Do Hanks, Keiser predicted 220,000 last cycle. Any questions? This he did. I think it may have been in 2020 or 2021. But hey, he also predicted, back when Bitcoin was $1, he said this was the biggest story in the world over the next decade. You know what I mean? And he called it. And everything he has predicted since then, most of it has come true. His 220,000 price target will eventually come true as well. It didn't happen last cycle, but maybe that's because there was a lot of dark horses in the market, like Sam Bankman-Fried with FTX, the second largest crypto exchange in the world. You had Terra Luna. A lot of very unexpected things happened. And that was also without the institutional interest, which we now have, which we didn't have before. Also, the foundation and the technicals are that much stronger as well. You know what I mean? Also, we have a legitimate supply shock incoming with a very limited supply of Bitcoin with massive institutions all trying to get their hands on the king crypto. So we're in unprecedented times. There's no doubt in my mind that this cycle peak, that we surpass his short-term target of 220,000. I firmly believe that, but we'll see how it plays out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. McLovin, what it do? Rozzy, welcome, crypto fam, because of SBF. That's right. Bitcoin could have easily surpassed 100,000. You know what I mean? We stopped at 69 and then started crashing downwards. That's probably because he was dumping all of their Bitcoin onto the open market, stealing it from the investors, and then doing whatever he does to, you know, send his parents all this money for property in the Bahamas. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is what it is, fam. Shout out to everyone out there. Doug Joseph, love the high priest comments on lying Liz Warren. Classic. Yeah, we'll have to play that audio on a Rumble for a JV Reacts. That's life, baby. Sorry to be frank. That's life, baby. Shout out to Max. Let's freaking go. Shout out to Maximus as well. What it do? I clicked it twice. Appreciate that. What up, Evan? What's new, fam? Doug Joseph, you already know it's game time each and every day. You know how we get down. JV sounds like he's under the weather. The reality is I woke up 6 a.m. this morning. I had a parent child conference at the school, so I had to get up super early, and I was exhausted. So before I went live, I took a nap. So I actually just woke up before I went live. So if I sound a little froggy, maybe I need some water. But yeah, I set my alarm and it's like, time to do a show. But I got my power nap in, so I'm good to go. Yeah, much love. Pump to 69. Send it and let's go. What up, Hodl King? What's new, fam? Appreciate you tuning in. What up, JV? Just want to give a good guy a big shout out, and hopefully he will be back. He has such good, and that is George from Cryptos R Us. 100% crypto surge. There's no doubt in my mind he'll be back. I believe his tweet about, you know, YouTube shutting him down for no good reason has gotten a ton of retweets. I retweeted it. I reached out to YouTube. Everyone else has as well. And for me, it took them 10 days to restore my channel. So it may take a few days, but have the faith. I think he'll get the channel back. He's one of the biggest crypto influencers, the most consistent in the space. I see him daily, every freaking day. I mean, his videos popping up everywhere. He's very consistent. He has great content. And obviously, there's nothing dangerous or harmful about the content. So it makes you wonder, is there an ongoing war on Bitcoin content creators? Maybe it is, because so many Bitcoiners get their channels, you know what I mean, scrubbed for no logical reason, and it's not fair. But as an alternative, that's why you got to support us on Rumble. If something were to happen to my channel again, then you'll never see me again unless you're following me on Rumble. So if you want to be able to plug into the live stream regardless if there is termination of accounts due to some BS, which we all know is not true, make sure to follow me on Rumble. My link is rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. I'm sure you can find George on Rumble as well, and I'm sure he'll continue with his show over on Rumble, and I'm sure that a YouTube ban is not going to stop him from preaching the holy gospel of Satoshi and doing what he does best. And we are a family. We need to support one another as well. ADC says Max Keiser also predicted Bitcoin to reach 220,000 by September 2021. Well, that is accurate. He did call it back then. But guess what? He also called Bitcoin's I think he called 65,000 back when we were in the 20s, and he nailed it, because I follow all of his predictions and I've covered them all on the show. So even though Max doesn't get them all correct, you got to also consider how many he got right. And nobody can be correct 100% of the time, or he would be locked up in jail for being Nostradamus. You're too accurate. You're winning everything you bet on. Go to jail. Probably how society would treat that, right? Every YouTuber needs a Rumble in today's day. Well said, Infrared Survival. That's why we need to support our brothers over on Rumble. Shout out to Rumble for having a free speech platform, 100%. George will get his channel back, I am sure, says Passive. But nonetheless, it is scary when you put that amount of time and energy and years and dedication into something and you just wake up and it's gone. Like I felt like 1,800 videos gone for no apparent reason. They're just lying to you. Oh, we double checked and we're correct. Your videos did violate. Okay, sure they did. They really didn't. You know what I mean? But then like a week and a half later, we apologize, our mistake. And I hope someone gets fired over that for making that wrong decision, because if they're going to claim we had a human being investigate and they made the right choice, and meanwhile it was not accurate and none of the videos violated any of the policy, I think someone should be held accountable for that. But that's just me. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah. Isn't Pelosi the best trader in the world? Yeah, how is that? Would she make hundreds of millions of dollars trading? Do you think it's inside info, or she just knows where to place her bets? Yeah. It's crazy, fam. SBF is the type to drop the soap on purpose. Oh, that may be the quote of the day. I was actually talking to my brother earlier, and he said, if you had to fight SBF in a fight, and he got a weapon of choice, I think his weapon would be a cucumber. Then I'm like, yeah, I think he'd have two cucumbers, kind of like with a rope in the middle, like a nunchuck, but with cucumbers. Now I can see him doing the same with the soap on the rope. On some Bruce Lee-ish. You already know, guys. What up, Chris? What up, Bring Facts? No, she is one of the worst traders. Thank you. Treasonous traders, not crypto trader. You got that one right. She got inside info for sure, right? That's how the world works. I bet you Gary's in that same boat. You know what I mean? I'm sure Gary Gensler is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Being involved with Goldman Sachs and being chosen to be the chairman of the CFTC and then the SEC. I think he's just doing his bidding for the powers that be. You know what I mean? ADC, that happens when you stick your neck out and make a prediction. How many times have you done that and got it? Exactly. How many times? Cassie C, inside info for sure, 100%. YouTube needs to have more arbitrate on the channel, not bots. Exactly. 100%. RIP Toys R Us. I mean, it's sad. We all love George. Yeah. It is sad, but like I said, I think he's going to get it back. Hey, JV wants to reach out. Yeah, I already spoke with him. George reached out to me on Telegram. We're already in communication, and I said I support him and willing to help any way I can. That's why I retweeted his tweets. That's why I tagged YouTube and, willing to help. He's a good guy. Clarity Gare needs to go and kick rocks. Word. Hashtag fire Gensler, word up, Satwise. Robert Brady, ARK Invest hopefully will be the catalyst for all to be approved. Hope you're right. She deserves it. Alex Manshield, Golem wants sacking pronto. Hey, from Manchester, England. What's Golem? Is that a crypto? Hope he gets fired, referring to Gensler. He is so corrupt, it's blatant. Preach. 1 million by 2030, calls crypto surge. Grayscale first. Okay, Maximus is going for Grayscale first. Seems like Gary is getting instructed. Well, 100%. All he is a puppet at the end of the day. He is the Joe Biden of the SEC. Gary Gensler is the Joe Biden of the SEC. 100%. Yeah, I'll try that again. I think a big spike at price discovery, then it goes back down, buy the dip, then hold for 6 months is my strategy. Word. Infrared, you know what they say, the ETFs get approved depending upon how much money they pay the SEC. Yeah, that's what Max said. He said whoever has the most money to bribe the SEC is going to get their approval first. Who has the most money? Clearly BlackRock. So yeah, BlackRock may get the approval first. You never know. I was just thinking about that. McLovin says $0 Giro. Great minds think alike. McLovin says, if you consider the fundamentals, doesn't the actual price of Bitcoin not really mean much? The idea is to have a currency that can't be inflated and will strengthen in purchasing power over time. That's 100% accurate. We're too focused on the price action just for kicks and giggles, but the reality is the network continues to grow stronger and stronger, and that's what makes it so valuable. It's not just Bitcoin being perfect money, but also Bitcoin the network. You know what I mean? It's perfect. It allows us to do things like use Bitcoin, which is incorruptible money, unconfiscatable money, pristine collateral. You know what I mean? Yeah. Orange Rock, word. Maybe they'll have to rename their brand to Orange Rock after all the insane gains they receive from the ETF. Imagine their total assets under management like quadruple in a matter of a few months. It's like, oh, we now control 40 trillion in assets under management. Like, we are now Orange Rock. It's official. Lawrence Fink comes out. I can see anything happening. Yeah, you don't have to be a mathematical genius to realize the numbers involved here are quite significant and will have a very profound effect on Bitcoin. Yeah, anyone bashing Max or Bitcoin is probably because you're anti-Bitcoin and you don't hold any, and so you feel a certain type of way about someone who is probably one of the largest Bitcoin holders in the world, which I would assume Max Keiser is, just based on the fact he was a millionaire before he got into Bitcoin in 2011, and also he was gifting his friends like Alex Jones, here's 10,000 Bitcoin, Alex. It's going to be worth a lot someday, so hold on to this. And even at the time he gave it to him, it was probably worth 10 or 50,000 in that ballpark. He also gifted, what's his name, Russell Brand, 10,000 Bitcoin. 1,000 Bitcoin. So that's a collective total just between Alex Jones and Russell. Max Keiser gifted, holy moly, 10,000, that's 11,000 Bitcoin. And if you run the math today, what's 11,000 times 28,000? It's probably several $100 million in Bitcoin. So for someone to gift that away, just imagine how much he is really holding in today's, Bitcoin and what that can be worth. Wouldn't be surprised if he is amongst one of the wealthiest in the Bitcoin ecosystem. And also he's smart enough to keep it on the low. Nobody knows his Bitcoin address. Nobody knows how much he holds. And that's definitely a positive thing as well. Bitcoin has world-class cutting-edge NGU technology. Preach, Cushy. You don't bet against it unless you prefer poverty. Well said. I agree with that. Fact says in a boating accident, it happens to all of us. Between global warming and alien abductions and boating accidents, there's just so many ways to lose your Bitcoin. And it's a tragedy, but it's a reality we face every day as Bitcoiners. It is what it is. Avoiding a crash with USO. Word. What's USO stand for, fam? Melda, welcome. We all go boating. Yeah, let's just rent a yacht. How about that? When we do the $100,000 fiesta, maybe the following day we'll do a bonus activity and we'll rent a yacht and we'll all just go out on the yacht and whatever happens, happens. If alien abduction occurs and we all lose our Bitcoin, we all lose our Bitcoin. If we all drop it in the ocean because of something happening with a little turbulence in the sea, what are you going to do at the end of the day? It is what it is. Or if global warming strikes, what can you do to protect yourself against the realness of global warming? It can just confiscate all your Bitcoin. So, anything could happen. $2.8 million. Yeah, add a zero. Thank you. Let's add some zeros, shall we? Thank you. Appreciate the mod. Shout out to Maximus. Shout out to Dankness, of course. We all go, yeah, we are. Great content. Thank you, Dutch Hodler. I appreciate you tuning in, supporting the show. And also, for those that don't know, I launched the new channel last month on YouTube for shorts and clips. It's called Crypto News Alerts Clips. It can be found at clips.cryptonewsalerts.net. I need your support. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs on the new channel. We already have roughly 700, but we have quite a ways to go. So if you can support the new channel, every single day I'm uploading shorts and clips exclusive from this live stream, as this main channel is exclusive only for the live show. You're not going to catch clips or shorts being uploaded here. So if you want to take advantage of that, go to clips.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also show our moderator, Digital Dankness, some love on his YouTube channel. It's Coin IQ. You can just search Coin IQ and follow him and subscribe and show him some love as well. He's creating incredible content I'm very impressed by, and he just released a new video just the other day. It would be great if Max gifted Bitcoin to ordinary people, wouldn't it? He does. Him and Stacy do a lot of things behind the scenes, and they give a lot. You just wouldn't know that because he doesn't necessarily announce it, just like other good people doing good things in the world. Typically, it's the bad people who have to announce their charitableness, like a Bill Gates or a Warren Buffett or the so-called philanthropists who are trying to save humanity, but we all know they have the power to stop starvation and yada, yada, yada. However, they're just trying to look good in the public light. Meanwhile, they're deceptive as all hell, trying to destroy humanity and bring forth agendas, which I can't talk about here on YouTube because we're censored. However, we could talk about all this stuff over on Rumble. So with that being shared, fam, head on over to Rumble, support us on Rumble. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers on Rumble. We're getting very close. We're like at 950. So maybe we cross that chasm here today or tomorrow or sometime this week. But let's all head on to Rumble right now. We'll continue with the live show, and it'll be uncensored Q&A, and we'll go from there. I appreciate the support over on YouTube, and I'll be back tomorrow. I am out. Peace, YouTube. One love. All right, we out on YouTube.